Welcome to This Week in Astrology. This is episode number 601 for March 2022. Venus and Mars are the stars in March. For starters, they enter Aquarius, conjoin each other, and semi-square Jupiter all on the same day. They also conjoin Pluto, quintile, and sextile Chiron, and square Uranus. All this Venus-Mars action opens up opportunities for relating, creating, and money-making. Venus and Mars are also involved in multi-week T-squares with Juno, Saturn, and the lunar nodes, which include an intense triple conjunction with Venus, Juno, and Saturn. March also features a Pisces New Moon, a Virgo Full Moon, and the Spring Equinox chart as the Sun enters Aries. Finally, the obvious bear in the room is Russia's invasion of Ukraine. My forecasts are designed to help you optimize your personal growth and development, and I do not specialize in mundane or worldly astrology. But I recommend an excellent post on the invasion's astrological factors. You'll see it linked in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Benjamin Bernstein. I record these forecasts as an audio podcast and a video, so take your pick. The video version includes detailed chart graphics, which you can also see in my written forecasts at astroshaman.com. Check out our website, thisweekinastrology.com, where you can hear the show and subscribe to podcast updates. And if you have not already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for 2 chances to win a free Astrology Plus session with me each month. As we come into March, we have a waning moon. Let's get on to our individual events. On Wednesday, March 2nd, a new moon lines up at 12:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's around 12 Pisces. Any Pisces new moon is great for new beginnings in spiritual awakening practices and expressing your inspired creativity. It can also help you operate in flow state more consistently and work more consciously with your dreams. Focus on these life-affirming Piscean expressions if you find yourself drawn to this sign's darker expressions. These include addiction, excessive escapism, aimless drifting, and playing the victim. The Sun and Moon are closely conjunct Jupiter. The planet of expansion is in Pisces and is made even more powerful because it's the ancient ruler of that sign. Jupiter has more meanings than any other planet and so adds a wide range of possibilities for new beginnings. These could include diving deeper into religion, philosophy, or the meaning of life. You could dive into higher level studies or share your wisdom with others. Foreign travel is supported, as is immersing yourself into foreign cultures and teachings. And don't forget to throw in some celebration, exuberance, and euphoria. Jupiter is the great benefic of ancient astrology, but can also have its challenging side. Be careful not to overextend yourself or believe that you have the one true way. 4 planets are tightly conjunct during this new moon: Venus, Mars, Vesta, and Pluto. And all 4 are tightly semi-square, the Sun and Moon. The stellium with Venus, Mars, and Pluto adds tremendous potency to relationships, creative expression, and finance. Any challenges in these areas can be forcefully revealed, while areas that are well aligned can be infused with extra wealth and power. Vesta invites you to spread the good juju around to benefit a higher cause. Finally, Chiron is semi-sextile the luminaries. This isn't a major aspect, but could catalyze some old wounds. If it does, it also opens the door for that wound's healing. The healing invocation, my field-tested shadow work tool, is included in my free invocation masterclass that is linked in the show notes. If you want to get to it really quick, just go to astroshaman.com, and on the menu bar, the last word is invocations. Just click or tap that, and it will take you right to where you need to go. This new moon Sabian symbol is a sword used in many battles, is now in a museum. This invites us to retire our warlike ways while remembering the lessons we've learned from them. This will help us avoid unnecessary conflict in the future. And let us hope that is an auspicious aspect regarding the current conflict in Ukraine. On Thursday, March 3rd, as I noted at the beginning of this forecast, Venus and Mars are the stars in March. I'll repeat some of what I said at the top. They enter Aquarius, conjoin each other, and semi-square Jupiter all on the same day. They also conjoin Pluto, quintile, and sextile Chiron, and square Uranus. And as I said, all this Venus-Mars action opens up opportunities for relating, creating, and money-making. Now, here's something I didn't already tell you. Venus and Mars have been inseparable since February started. Venus stationed direct on January 29th. As she did, Mars was approaching from 8 degrees away. Mars conjoined and passed Venus on February 16. Venus and Mars run neck and neck until March 6th when they conjoin again. Then Venus passes Mars and pulls steadily ahead. Let's start by understanding how Venus and Mars interact with each other. Then we'll explore their simultaneous transition from Capricorn to Aquarius. Knowing all this will help us better interpret their numerous aspects to other planets in March. So here's the basic Venus-Mars dynamic. Venus is feminine and Mars is masculine, so relationships can be strongly affected by their conjunction. Mars can also energize Venus's enjoyment of artistic expression. Venus also represents money, so Mars can bring energy and opportunity here as well. These interpretations are based on Mars affecting Venus. Normally we think of a slower planet coloring a faster one, but what if we turn the tables? Mars loves to take action as the warrior, pioneer, entrepreneur, and sexual being. Venus can help you be more creative in these areas and act with more harmony and grace. She can also encourage you to do these things in partnership. What about their signs? Venus and Mars travel close together in Capricorn through March 5th. This specifically supports practical or business-oriented relationships. The setup also energizes greater creative productivity, artistry in business, and financially rewarding business opportunities. Venus and Mars enter Aquarius on March 6th, just 7 minutes apart. Mars at 1:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Venus at 1:30 a.m. With both planets in Aquarius, unconventional relating is supported. An unstable relationship might be thrown into chaos, while a solid one can take a quantum leap to the next level. Outside-the-box creativity gets a big thumbs up from the universe. Also, your money situation can shift more rapidly than usual. This does not guarantee success, so exercise due diligence with all financial opportunities. So now that groundwork is set, we can talk about Venus-Mars in aspect to other planets. Venus and Mars aspect 4 slower planets in March. Now I'm interpreting all the March Venus-Mars aspects in this section. When there's an exact Venus and or Mars aspect later in the month, I give it aspect-specific information in my written forecast, but here in the podcast and video, I'm not going to do that. It would just be ridiculous, redundant information. So all the Venus-Mars stuff is going to be in this section. Then I'll do the rest of the events, which will kind of backtrack a little bit and then move forward. So today on March 3rd, Mars and Venus conjoin Pluto. So the Mars-Pluto conjunction is at 3:43 a.m. EST. The Venus-Pluto conjunction is at 12:56 p.m. EST, and both are at about 28 degrees Capricorn. If one of the Venus-Mars themes I already talked about is not optimized, Pluto can bring significant challenge to encourage release or transformation. But if it's firing on all cylinders, Pluto can bless it with wealth and power. On March 4th, Mars and Venus quintile Chiron. Mars quintile Chiron at 8:22 a.m. around 29 Capricorn, Chiron at 11 Aries. Venus quintile Chiron at 2:17 p.m., Venus 29 Capricorn, Chiron 11 Aries. This opens the door to a magical energy of healing and or mentoring for any of the Venus-Mars themes I've talked about. March 6th is a big day for Venus and Mars. As noted above, they enter Aquarius within 7 minutes of each other. Again, Mars 1:23 a.m., Venus at 1:30 a.m. EST. Then they can join each other less than an hour later at 2:12 a.m. at 0 degrees, 1 minute Aquarius. I've already interpreted their conjunction and their entry into Aquarius. Venus and Mars round out March 6th with semi-squares to Jupiter about 1 hour apart. Venus is semi-square Jupiter at 6:49 a.m. EST. She's at 0 Aquarius. Jupiter's at 15 Pisces. And at the same degree numbers, Mars is semi-square Jupiter at 7:57 a.m. This will put a magnifying glass on your most important Venus-Mars themes. Note which challenges and or opportunities are most prominent and take appropriate action. After March 6th, we get 12 days off from exact Venus-Mars aspects, and there are not a lot of other major astrological events either. I'm not saying nothing's going to happen in the world, but there's no exact alignments in the sky to speak of that are really big. Then we get a flurry of activity packed into 5 days. By now, Venus is pulled far enough ahead that Mars' Me Too aspects happen 3 days after hers. So we resume with another Chiron connection. Venus sextiles Chiron on March 18 at 12:24 p.m. U.S. Eastern. That's at 11.5 degrees Aquarius for Venus and 11.5 Aries for Chiron. Mars sextiles Chiron on March 21st, 3 days later at 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Mars 12 Aquarius, Chiron 12 Aries. This aspect's interpretation is similar to the Chiron quintiles from March 4th. Healing and or mentoring is available for any of the Venus-Mars themes. A sextile is not as magical or inspiring as a quintile, but a sextile is a harmonious energetic aspect and has abundant upside potential. One of March's most potent Venus-Mars aspects involves Uranus. Venus squares Uranus on March 19th at 7:16 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's Venus 12 Aquarius, Uranus 12 Taurus. At the same degree numbers, Mars squares Uranus on March 22nd at 4:44 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Any of the Venus-Mars themes I've talked about that are not firing on all cylinders could be destabilized or thrown into chaos by these Uranus squares. If so, make appropriate releases or adjustments. But in the well-aligned areas, you can more easily receive intuitive hits to guide you and enjoy quantum leaps forward. These squares also encourage you to act as your authentic self in these areas. Finally, there's a Venus-Saturn conjunction, both at 22 Aquarius on March 28th, and this is best understood in the context of the T-square that involves Venus, Mars, Juno, Saturn, and the lunar nodes, and we will get to that soon. So that's all the Venus-Mars stuff. Once again, I'm going to backtrack a little bit now, and we'll go in chronological order with all the stuff that isn't Venus-Mars aspects. So Friday, March 18, a full moon illuminates the sky at 3:18 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, around 28 Virgo. Any Virgo full moon is great for release or adjustment in how you're serving others, focusing on health-related matters, and tending to details, systems, and procedures. Aspects. The planets that connect with this full moon form two aspect patterns, an envelope and a Thor's hammer. An envelope is a 5-pointed aspect pattern based on a grand trine. That's an equilateral triangle with 2 kite points added. Each kite point is 60 degrees from 2 of the points of the equilateral triangle, about halfway in. This harmonious flowing pattern resembles a personal-sized envelope. This envelope contains 6 points: the Sun, Moon, Neptune, Pluto, and the 2 lunar nodes. Apart from the luminaries, the 2 outermost planets, Neptune and Pluto, are the most important members. You may recognize the following Neptune themes from my March 2nd forecast for the Pisces New Moon. This is because Neptune and Pisces share the same keywords. Neptune opposes the Moon with a moderate orb. Orb means deviation from exactness. That orb is about 5 degrees. He invites you to deepen your spiritual awakening and express your inspired creativity. He'd love for you to function in flow state more consistently. He also supports work with dreams and other inner journeys. Pluto tightly trines the Moon with an orb of only half a degree. He adds wealth and power into the mix and strengthens everything else in the envelope. Finally, the lunar nodes encourage you to set full moon goals aligned with your life purpose. Fortunately, this full moon's other aspect pattern is simpler to interpret. This Thor's hammer features Venus and Uranus on the back end, with both planets making 135-degree sesquares to the Moon. Venus and Uranus are eager to interact, and not just because of their tight square. They're also in mutual reception. This means they're in each other's signs. Venus is in Aquarius, which has Uranus as its modern ruler, and Uranus is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Because of this added level of connection, their effects are more intense than usual. A mutual reception is kind of like that old Reese's peanut butter cup commercial. You got chocolate on my peanut butter. You got peanut butter on my chocolate. It all gets messed together. And what might those effects be? Relationships of any kind could get disrupted if they have areas that need healing or release. As always, Nonviolent Communication, linked in the show notes, is my go-to book for working out relationship issues. Then again, this aspect could paradigm shift a solid relationship to the next level of wonderful. Think outside the box with your financial situation. Is there something different you could do to improve it? Are you getting any intuitive hits that are trying to guide you? This Thor's hammer also encourages you to be authentic and original in your creative expression, and the Virgo moon is available for the finishing touches. Then, on Sunday, March 20th, the Spring Equinox lines up at 11:33 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time as the sun enters Aries. For the next month, it will be easier to embody the energy of the warrior, pioneer, entrepreneur, or sexual being. At the same time, beware of ill-advised impulsiveness and watch out for attacks and violence. The charts of equinoxes and solstices describe the foundational energies of the following 3 months. The strongest factors in the spring equinox chart are conjunctions. The most heavily populated conjunction is an Aquarian stellium containing Venus, Mars, Juno, and Saturn. Juno and Saturn are also square the lunar nodes. These planets are about to form the T-square I'll be interpreting below on March 24th. Given the connections the planets are already making, what I say about this T-square will also apply to this equinox chart, so we'll get to that momentarily. This chart also features another stellium. What is a stellium? Well, 3 or more planets in the same sign or house. This one includes Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune in Pisces. Mercury and Jupiter are the planets of learning and teaching, while Neptune and Pisces support divine connection and inspired creativity. Creatives can enjoy more abundant inspiration, while anyone can open to more clear and consistent intuitive guidance from their inner wisdom. The stellium is also ideal for creative writing or channeling. Darker expressions of this stellium could include lies, hidden information, and gaslighting. This is a good time to keep 4 helpful words top of mind. That could be wrong. A loose Sun-Neptune conjunction reinforces the themes of misinformation, inspired creativity, and divine connection. Speaking of divine connection, thousands have used my embodied awakening invocation to quickly and effectively merge with their higher self. You can learn how to walk between the worlds in my free invocation masterclass. I mentioned that previously. Again, it's linked in the show notes. And it's also at astroshaman.com. Click the word invocations on the menu bar and check it out. A Pallas Athena Chiron conjunction in Aries could catalyze wounding. It also invites you to be smart and strategic as you use shadow work tools to heal your old traumas once and for all. My healing invocation, also included in that free invocation masterclass, delegates this healing to your highly capable higher self. Finally, a Vesta-Pluto conjunction can supercharge your support of a higher cause. It also invites you to contemplate whether your involvement with that higher cause should be released, transformed, or more deeply empowered. On Tuesday, March 22nd, I've already discussed how today's Mars-Uranus square fits into March's larger Venus-Mars theme. That's Mars at 12 Aquarius and Uranus at 12 Taurus. But this potent aspect also deserves a standalone interpretation, which I'm giving it right now. With Mars in Aquarius, this Mars-Uranus square is more powerful than usual. This is because Aquarius and Uranus double down on the same energy. On the challenging side, the square can be chaotic and destabilizing. Unstable leaders are more likely to do crazy things. Mars' warlike tendencies can strike violently and unexpectedly. Steer clear of dangerous people and situations as much as possible. On the high side, this aspect can energize you to act immediately on your intuitive hits. You can take ingenious, inspired action as a warrior, pioneer, sexual being, or entrepreneur, and you can boldly show the world your truest self. Next, on Thursday, March 24th, are your committed partnerships fully aligned with your life purpose? That is the main question being asked by a 3.5-week T-square that starts today on March 24th, peaks on April 6th, and ends on April 18th. This hard aspect pattern is formed by Mars, Saturn, and Juno's tight Aquarian stellium squaring the lunar nodes. A committed partnership, represented by the asteroid goddess Juno, can be any ongoing connection, romantic or platonic, between 2 people. Saturn could cause challenge to arise within any bonded relationship that needs adjustment or release, but he can help you stabilize and deepen structures that are going well. Saturn can help out with any mutual goals the both of you are striving toward. He can also support you in being more mature and responsible, managing your time well and efficiently planning and implementing your strategies. Mars can add fiery energy to all this. He also opens the possibility of new committed partnerships since he loves to initiate. Mars' lower potentials include anger, violence, and irresponsible impulsiveness. Steer clear of those the best you can. As a team, Mars and Saturn can bless whatever the 2 of you are doing with enhanced endurance and longevity. They are the Energizer Bunny duo. As noted above, Mars, Juno, and Saturn are all in Aquarius. This encourages an innovative approach to your committed partnerships. This can apply whether you're dealing with a challenge or making a quantum leap into exciting new territory. The Aquarian energy also encourages you to follow your intuitive hits and serve others using your special gifts and talents that you most love to use. We can also consider this T-square without Juno. Removing her eliminates the committed partnership theme and leaves us with Mars, Saturn, and the lunar nodes. The most straightforward way to interpret this simplified T-square is by focusing on Mars. Consider how you're taking on the role of the warrior, pioneer, entrepreneur, or sexual being. Are you doing this in an authentic and original way? Are you letting your intuitive hits guide you? Do your actions serve others? As before, any challenges in these areas will alert you to anything that's out of kilter with your soul purpose. These will be courtesy of Saturn. However, he can also help you build foundations and solidify structures that support what's going well. To make things even more interesting, Venus is a part-time member of this T-square. She joins forces with the Aquarian planets early in the T-square's run, March 25th through April 8th. As a reminder, the main T-square starts a day earlier on March 24th and lasts 10 days longer through April 18th. During her 2 weeks in this T-square, Venus reinforces the relationship theme already established by Juno. Venus also offers 2 other significant themes. To consider how they might apply to you, go back to the prior section of this T-square interpretation with Juno, and then simply replace her words, committed partnership, with either creativity or finances. So that is the forecast. Now, announcements. Your divine allies could be more eager and willing to help you than you realize. I've worked with over 10,000 astrology, shamanic healing, and life coaching clients, yet even those who are spiritually conscious often use only a fraction of the metaphysical assistance available to them. There is so much more that can be delegated to your divine helpers and that they would be truly delighted to do for you. On this free replay, I'll give you fast, simple ways to identify and connect with your divine allies more effectively. Whoever your high vibration allies are, or even if you have not partnered with them yet, I'll tell you how to benefit more from the miraculous support they offer you. And this is just one event in a series that's already started. Are you ready to awaken to happiness now and create the life you truly desire? Join me and over 30 other amazing transformational teachers, mentors, leaders, and wayshowers. We all come together on the Alara Canfield Show, Awaken to Happiness Now Masterclass series. Enjoy dozens of wonderful conversations and experiential processes. When you register, you'll receive access to the live shows and replays, including mine, which aired live back on February 2nd. You'll also receive valuable gifts from the presenters. Experience powerful conversations, processes, clearings, and tools. Transform your energy, life, and consciousness forever. Click the link in the show notes to activate your free access now. Also, everyone is welcome to participate in many Awakening Plus Zoom calls for free. These events support your individual healing and awakening, as well as global spiritual awakening. Some events are for members only, but we'd love to have you join our supportive online community. You can dip your toe in the water with our 30 days for $1 risk-free trial membership. By the way, I just added a new course for members only. It's called Your Divine Allies, Let Them Help You More. It does exactly what it says and is more than enough to justify your free trial. And then there's so much more after that. So here's info on our Awakening Plus March events, all at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Again, these are mini descriptions, so we'll blow through them pretty quick. Wednesday, March 2nd, there's a free public event called Ecstatic Divine Group Consciousness. In this gentle meditation, you'll be guided into a deep state of embodied awakening and then merge into an ecstatic divine group consciousness. We begin by invoking safe, sacred space surrounded by many potent divine beings of love and light. Then we do my 4-part embodied awakening invocation cycle. In this state, you'll experience the integration of your light body and physical body. This creates union with your higher self, a profoundly peaceful state, free of thought and troubling emotions. After each person has attained the deepest possible embodied awakening, we merge into a single ecstatic divine consciousness. This all feels amazing and can take your awakening to a whole new level. Then, On Wednesday, March 9th, members only, Shamanic Awakening Ceremony. This intense experience combines the healing power of shamanism with that invocation cycle I just described. I've been a professional shamanic healer since 2012. During the healing section, the centerpiece of this event, I ratchet up the energy to high intensity. I typically use voice and rattle to help clear your heavy energies. You can heal old wounds and traumas during this part of the ceremony. This experience can be challenging, but our divine allies will make sure you don't get overwhelmed. After the healing section, exquisite celestial energy pours in from above, helping you move into your deepest possible awakened state. Then, on Thursday, March 10th, members only, Community Support Call. Community can be crucially important on the spiritual path. Awakening Plus members experience the joy of creating and deepening connection with each other online. Then, on Wednesday, March 16th, members only, individual and group healing. You can support the individual healing of the people on this monthly call and get one of your own, even if you're not in the hot seat. The magic of this process is in the combined healing intentions of everyone who participates. You are sure to receive bounce back healing as you hold space for others. Then, Wednesday, March 23rd, members only, gentle group healing. This event gives each person the healing that serves their highest good as gently as possible. We'll invoke healing, relax, and let the divine work its magic. Following that, Thursday, March 24, members only, Ask Me Anything. In this lively event, members can ask me whatever's on their minds. Then finally, Wednesday, March 30th, free public event, Divinely Directed. This call is directed by Spirit's in-the-moment guidance to serve each person's highest good. Each divinely directed call is unique, but a typical call features a subtle field being held within the sacred space. Each person receives the specific awakening, healing, or spiritual experience that serves our highest good. And finally, every single Monday, free public event, New Earth Support Team. In this popular weekly event, we first create our sacred container and invoke embodied awakening, and then we let our divine allies know we've come to serve the great global awakening, and they take it from there. Our spiritual service is routinely rewarded with personal healing, spiritual upgrades, and profound bliss. Awakening Plus features at least 10 live streaming events each month. Many live events are open to everyone for free, while some are for members only. Once again, we'd love to have you join our supportive online community. Members receive these exclusive benefits. About half of our 10 Zoom calls each month are members only. There's an archive of over 400 life-transforming events, and you can use a best of guide to pick the best ones. There is a brand new course, Your Divine Allies, Let Them Help You More, which I mentioned. We've got an invocation masterclass course, a course on self-guided internal family systems therapy, a monthly community connection call, a monthly Ask Me Everything call. You can choose an accountability partner to keep you on track. There's a forum where we can all hang out. There's so much there. You can learn more, or to start your 30 days for $1 risk-free trial membership, go to awakeningplus.com. Any issues getting there, go to astroshaman.com, and under services, you will see Awakening Plus in the pull-down menu. Oh, our free session winner for March, that is Ron. There is only one Ron, or Ronald for that matter, on the list. And if that's you, that's you. Give me an email, benjamin@astroshaman.com, and we'll get you set up with your free session. Congratulations, Ron. And thanks to all of you for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I can serve you with astrology readings, shamanic healing, and one-of-a-kind life coaching. All my one-on-one services are equally effective in person or long distance. I also offer an unbeatable price on SolarFire, the #1 astrology software for Windows. And as I mentioned, I run the Awakening Plus online membership for spiritual support. You can learn all about this and more at astroshaman.com. And to see the show notes, go to astroshaman.com/601. Please reach out if you have any questions. My email is benjamin@astroshaman.com. My number for voice and text, 828-338-9852. I'd love to connect with you. We are wrapping up. Please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you're getting this episode so others who also love astrology and spirituality can find it. Thanks again for spending this time with me. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.